All right, we're getting set up here. How y'all doing? I'm back. All right, this is also going to be a spin in regards to how I do this read today. Hey, hey y'all. Hey, hey, hey. Hey, thank you for the hearts. Thank you for the shares, the comments. You're truly appreciated. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's get into this live. Welcome back to my channel. This is Adana, also known as the Afro Zen. And today, there you go. Today I'm reading for the beautiful, handsome collective. Hello, collective. How you doing? Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. Flowers, flowers, flowers. You get some flowers, you get some, and you get some. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell to book a private reading with me or to shop in my store. All that information is in the description box, okay? Don't forget to grab this copy of this book here. It is called Wisdom Beyond Wounds. All right. It was created by me to help and elevate the collective through healing modalities or different tools and methods of sorts. Okay. Definitely a great book to have in your Christmas stocking stuffers. All right. Again, thank you so much for your immense support. It is truly appreciated. Let's get into this read. Channel message here is that they are seized into custody. I'm going to be speaking about this from a psychological standpoint, okay? And then I'm going to bring it home, all right? So, again, channel message, they are seized into custody. So, yes, on the physicals, from a physical standpoint of things, this person or group of people know that they're in a lot of trouble, yes. But it's really important to break down things from a psychological manner here so that way you can understand why they're feeling the way that they're feeling here, okay? So a narcissist does not like to take responsibility or accountability for anything that they do here. So for them, it feels like a public unmasking, not a legal action. Despite legal actions being taken towards them here, they don't like that. To a narcissist, being seized into custody is not about law or consequence. It's more so about exposure. So this is why they feel seized into custody. Their greatest terror is not punishment. It is being seen without control. The custody strips them from the narrative power that they thought that they had. So they can no longer curate the image, spin the story, or weaponize charm. What feels like justice to others feels like an ego death to them. Okay? Next one is control. Control loss. Control loss triggers psychological collapse before the fear actually sets in. So fear comes later for them. The first reaction is rage mixed with disbelief. Disbelief because they got caught. In their mind, they are the exception to the rule, the untouchable one and the rule breaker who never gets caught. Custody represents a sudden collapse of feeling very superior to others. Their nervous system reacts as if reality betrayed them, not as if they made the choices. Okay, that's very important. They experience it as betrayal by the system, but they're not taking accountability for what they have done. So a narcissist does not think at all. They don't think that they did this or saying, I did this, okay? It's more so they think of how dare they do this to me. It's a mental thing, okay? So authority figures become enemies towards this narcissistic person or group of people. And then the system becomes corrupt in their mind. So the system wasn't corrupt in regards to them siding with them when they were utilizing the system in a corrupt way to come up against you. But now that the system is holding them fully responsible or accountable for what they have done towards others here, now they feel or assume that the system has been corrupt. So, anyone enforcing consequences is instantly recast as abusive, incompetent, or malicious. Accountability never enters the narrative. Next one is shame is felt as humiliation, not remorse. There is no reflective guilt. Instead, there is burning humiliation. The shame is external, image-based, and status-oriented. They are consumed with who knows, who saw, and who will talk. The pain is not about harm done. It is about status loss. Remember, you're dealing with individuals that mind is not wrapped too tight, or it's not healthy in the way that they operate on a day-to-day. So what you may consider to be negative or bad, they don't consider it that way. They consider it on the complete opposite or spectrum of things here. And when things finally start to sit down and kind of like when all the dust clears and you're able to see it how you need to say it here, then they're realizing how the reality that they thought that they had, which the actual truth, turns out to not be that actual truth. So victimhood becomes their last weapon. Once seized into custody, the narcissist mentally shifts into victim mode. They rehearse stories, excuses, and justifications. This is not self-soothing. It is preparation. Even restrained, they are already planning how to regain sympathy, control perception, or recruit enablers. Custody is not an ending to them. It is a battlefield they believe they can still manipulate. So again, I'm speaking from a psychological standpoint of things. There is a narcissistic individual or group of people here that are currently seized into custody, but more so from a mental standpoint or a psychological standpoint of things here. And they're trying to figure out how they can regain control of being seized into custody from a mental standpoint of things. And it's very hard for them to get out of. So let's break this down further, okay? Somebody's eating pickles. Somebody's name could be Pickles. We have Story here. Hey, we have Story, and Story is in reverse. Their actions are not aligning with the story that they stated here. They can't keep their story straight. No amount of crying, no amount of pleading, no amount of apologies is going to help them get out of the situation here, again, because it's in their head. It's like being masked in front of the public here and everyone can see all of the empty contents within their head. That's the vulnerability that they're most afraid of. People seeing what they were actually thinking in their head, and that actually materializing in front of everyone to see just how off they are. We do have the moon here. Could be a Cancer sign, could be a mother figure here. Take it how it resonates here. But their story is not adding up to the actions that they decided to take against you here. Again, I want to make this clear. Seized into custody is more so from a psychological standpoint of things or a mental standpoint of things here. So yes, they are seized into custody here when it comes to their mind. Their mind is not working in the way that they anticipate or how they wanted for it to play out here. And because of this here, they feel like that their public unmasking is the worst thing that can happen to them. That makes sense. So with the moon and the story here, the story is not connecting in regards to what they said. So the moon represents more so the breakdown of illusions, or you're seeing past the lies into the truth here. So they feel betrayed by the people that are calling them out, or they feel betrayed by people holding them accountable for what they have done here. And because of that, they're trying to play the sympathy card. They're trying to cry on cue. They're trying to get people to sympathize with them. Hey, Michael, they're trying to get people to sympathize with them so that way they don't have to take responsibility or accountability for what they have done towards you here. So to a narcissist, being seized into custody is not about the law or consequence. It is about exposure. So they are seized into custody surrounding exposure. Their greatest terror is not punishment. It is being seen without control. So custody strips them of their narrative power. They can no longer curate the image, spin the story, or weaponize their charm. What feels like justice to others feels like ego death to them. So this is where your justice comes in, if that makes sense. And justice could be spun in many different ways, of course. You guys are getting justice. The justice here is they're mentally spiraling out of control. That is the justice. They're mentally spiraling out of control. They're being held responsible for what they have done towards you here. That is your justice. And it started off spiritually or more so mentally, in how they were trying to hide what they have done. But yet, because you are speaking truth, you're walking your authenticity, you're embodying the truth here, they're not able to connect, or they're not able to regulate themselves by seeing you as such, the truth, if that makes sense. So, because they tried everything possible to hide you from the world, and they can't hide you from the world. It's the most ridiculous thing ever that they would even think in that way or to perceive in that way. Their idea of hiding you from the world is basically the individuals that were surrounding you here. But that doesn't make the world, that doesn't make your whole world or your whole reality, if that makes sense. There are whatever 7 billion people in this world here, and they could not possibly hide you from everyone from the world. And this is how they perceived, though. They thought that they could. More so, they started with the small group of people that were around you. And when you realize that there were more to life than just that cluster of individuals here, this is when things started to blow up and things started to spread very wildly here. Your truth. They only have control over others that are around you. That's the only control that they had. And when you got out of that space, you realized there was no control to have in the first place in regards to you. Control loss triggers psychological collapse before fear does. Fear comes later. Somebody eating fried chicken? The first reaction is rage mixed with disbelief. That's the first reaction that they're going to exhibit when they realize they don't have any control. In their mind, they are the exception to the rule, the untouchable one, the rule breaker who never gets caught. So custody represents a sudden collapse of feeling superior. Their nervous system reacts as if reality betrayed them. Not as if they made choices. So there's no illusions. Everything is out in the open here. Their reality is finally coming to fruition here. And now they're like really stuck in this space here because now they're losing, or the triggers of the collapse of their mind here is causing them to be in this position here. Blow up, blow out, destroy themselves, self-sabotage themselves. Woe is me, victimhood, is this falling the blah, 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 and all that weird shit. So it's like the subconscious is trying to keep up with the actual conscious of them or of themselves here, and it can't keep up here because it's two different things. Again, the subconscious is where all of the darker parts, or I just say the hidden parts of a person's mind kind of live in, or live in. And with their subconscious here, they don't want to sit down and to face that part of them, or the darker parts of themselves, or more so the parts that can actually help them get out of the situation here. They just only see things consciously. They don't want to even touch the subconscious part of themselves here, because if it do, it would actually, like, I'm pretty sure you've heard when someone gives too much truth, it may actually make someone really sick. Well, this is what's happening here. Too much truth is making this person sick, or it's making them go in a downward spiral because they can't handle it. So what they're doing to themselves is that because they're jailed within themselves, or they feel like that they can't get out of themselves or out of their body here, what they're doing here is they're seizing themselves into a self-imposed custody of themselves. And that's the true reason why they are afraid in regards to what they have done, because they can't get out of it. They're entangled in what they have done. So they created the rope. They had the rope. They added a little loop to the end of the rope. They got themselves entangled within the rope. and they can't get out of it. Somebody's eating jelly beans or Twizzlers or salted popcorn. Interesting. Yeah. This is why they feel lost. This is why they feel so lost here. Come on. They experience it as betrayal by the system. So here's the thing right now. Narcissists use the system to benefit them. Now, a system is something, let's look up the etymology. Hold on. So the system, the etymology of the word system is the whole creation, the universe. Okay? It's an organized whole of something, a whole compound of something to put together, to organize. And how the narcissist sees the world here is that they create everything to where they're creating a system that is all going to benefit them and no one else. Everything that they say and everything that they do, it has to benefit them, right? So going back to this note here, they experience it as betrayal by the system. There are many different types of form and system, of course. There's a police system. There's a court system. There's a community system. This narcissist was the center of attention, and they utilized every piece of aspect of how they want to mold or create their reality here. And they created an airtight or ironclad system, so they thought or assumed that was only going to work for them how they saw fit for themselves. Does that make sense? So when finally, when the system collapsed, because the system that they created was nothing but falsehoods anyway, it finally collapsed. And when it collapsed, it created a trigger psychologically, because remember, everything that they think and they create is within their mind. And if it doesn't materialize in the way that they are expecting for it to materialize, well, then this is where they're going to fall or self-sabotage themselves. So control loss triggers psychological collapse before fear does. Fear comes later. The first reaction is rage mixed with disbelief. In their mind, they are the exception to the rule. They're the untouchable one, and they are the rule breaker who never gets caught. Custody, from their point of view, represents a sudden collapse of feeling superior. If there's no system, everything is going to fall. If there's no foundation, everything is going to fall. If there's not something that is going to hold them from breaking down, it's going to fall. So with that being said, their nervous system reacts as if reality betrayed them, not as if they made choices. So yes, this is why they feel the way that they feel, because they were living in their lies, not reality. So when reality finally showed up for them here, this is why they're blaming other people, or all the truthful things that they're finally seeing as the actual truth. This is why they blame reality in the way that it is. You are reality. They never wanted to see you in a certain way of truth. Their reality, or your reality based on how they perceive you, was nothing but lies. Okay? So they experience it as, They experience it as betrayal by the system, not accountability. A narcissist does not think, I did this. They think, how dare they do this to me? There's no system to hold on to. The system has collapsed. So authority figures now become enemies. The system becomes corrupt in their eyes or in their mind, because anyone enforcing consequences is instantly recast as abusive, incompetent, or malicious. They did not think this way when they were utilizing the system to cause harm towards you, to stop you from moving forward, to placate you, to push you as a placeholder, etc., etc. When everything was wiped away from them, the same system that they abused to go against you, now they're looking at that system as the enemy here. They don't make sense, which is what's showing up here in front of everyone to see. Now the lights are on for everyone to see. Yes, vision. Now everyone can see it how they need to see it. There's no more darkness. Oh man, they shaking the table, child. Merry Christmas, happy holidays to the ones that celebrate. So since everything has fallen apart in front of their face, the only thing they're left with is victimhood. That's their last weapon. That's the last thing that they feel that they can utilize to regain control over the situation. Once seized into custody, the narcissist mentally shifts into a victim mentality or victim mode. They're going to rehearse their stories. They're going to rehearse their excuses and to justifications as to why they should not get in trouble. This is not self-soothing. It is preparation. Even though they are restrained mentally, they are already planning how to regain sympathy, control perception, or recruit enablers. Custody is not an ending to them. It is a battlefield they believe they can still manipulate. And the more that they keep trying to fight in those four walls of their mind here, the more everything is going to collapse because no one is helping them. Everyone is seeing it for how they need to see it here, and people are just walking away from them. Yes, the eye is here. Not even that. It could be spirit as well. Your third eye, take it how it resonates. But all eyes are on them for the wrong reasons that they never thought would be on them. Their body is taking a hit, but more so their mental space is taking a hit to what they've done. They're trying to rebel or they're wanting to rebel, but they don't know how to because they never got into a position in a space like this where they would have gotten caught, if that makes sense. So they're scrambling, trying to regain control, and it's not working. They're in quicksand of the mind. People that they used to or once were able to hide behind are no longer hiding this person because they're seeing just how severe and how deep this, we'll say, malicious intent or intentions this person had to you has gone, and they don't want any parts of that. Everybody is okay. Let me put it this way. Negative people are okay once they don't get caught. If they don't get caught, they're going to rock out. They're going to rock out until they need to rock out. But the moment that they get caught, which is where they assume that they'll never get caught, is when things start to switch in a different way where now they're trying to backtrack or backpedal because they don't want to take responsibility for what they have done. That's the message. Yes, that is the message. Hey. Somebody could be playing sevens. You could be playing the lottery. Maybe you played 777 today or recently. Someone's birthday could be in July. Someone's name could be actually July or Julius, Julio, Javier. And this is what they didn't want the community to see. The self-imposed imprisonment, them seizing themselves into custody. of themselves. Does that make sense? They can't escape themselves. They can't run anywhere. They may physically try to run, but mentally it's a different game, is what I'm trying to explain. Anybody can run away from anything that they want. Let them run. Physically, let them run. But that mental space, they can't run from that because that's a part of them. So they try to do things to escape what they have done towards others here, which is why they have a hard time accepting accountability as such. And it's becoming a big concern or a major concern here because they want to stay out of their mind. They don't want to be in their head in regards to what they have done to you here, which is why they feel the public unmasking is so detrimental to their illusions. Does that make sense? They're like yearning or looking for ways to stay underneath the radar. And staying underneath the radar for them was the worst thing that they can do for themselves, because the more they stayed underneath the radar, the more trouble follows them. Yes, coffee. Yes. The more they stay underneath the radar, the more trouble is going to follow them, because their mind is, does that make sense? Their mind is connected to them. So they can't get away from their mind, which is causing them to seize themselves into the custody of self. Hopefully, that. And listen, like I said, if it don't make sense, say, hey, Adana, can you break it down? Listen, I will break it down for you, okay? So it's basically the gift that keeps on giving. Yes, the self-sabotage of themselves. It is the gift that keeps on giving, and they can't handle it. Hey, hey, Bubba. So now they're trying to figure out how they can escape their mind or leave their mind, but still stay in their body. That's what they're trying to figure out. We have Journey here. They're trying to take a new train or a new direction or a new road or a new path to stay out their head, and they can't. So this person may be talking about, they may be implicating themselves to cause self-harm to themselves. Greed. They created a system from their illusion space. So let's think about this from a mental standpoint or a psychological standpoint of things, okay? They created greed based on the system that they created within their mind, mentally. And they created all different types of scenarios and movies and narratives and scripts within their mind that whatever they think or whatever they want to manifest, it's going to manifest specifically and especially how they want it to manifest here. So they got too big for their britches to the point where greed starts to set in here, because once they realized they had an inch and they took a mile from the way that they were perceiving the world, when they realized that a little part of what they were doing actually worked, they kept doing it, and they kept progressing and progressing and progressing and getting bigger and bigger and bigger, metastasizing to the point where it became into a mental greed of things. I hope that makes sense. Mentally, they're very greedy because of how they were perceiving the world. They felt because of how they were thinking that the way that they were thinking, it was going to connect in regards to the greed that they thought they deserved. So when you came along and you burst that bubble surrounding the greed of how they mentally see things here, it did not work. The greed was within themselves, or more so from their mind or the way that they think of things or perceive things here. Again, when you came in and you destroyed their way of thinking here, everything collapsed, including the way that they thought. So now they feel poor. They've always felt poor in their mind, but we're not dealing with individuals that are mentally well. So they were trying to hide that part of themselves surrounding how they felt mentally. They felt mentally weak. Yes, you're getting it. Thank you. A blind spot. They were already thinking they were hiding the fact that they were not mentally well. And some people don't even know that, but these individuals are not mentally well, right? And they were trying to hide that part of them by trying to erase that part and creating some form of a greed type of mindset to ensure that the things that they want to manifest is going to manifest. But it didn't work with you because you're able to see past all that. Does that make sense? And please let me know. Yes, a boat is here. So it's kind of like this is how their mind works. Their mind is on a boat, right? And clearly the mind is like breaking down right now or is sinking right now. So they're on this boat that's completely broken. They're trying to salvage it because they're trying to figure out how they can reconnect or redirect the way they think to keep this system afloat. The mental system. I hope that makes sense. And since they're not able to do that here, everything that is on the boats, meaning themselves, their mind, their way of perception, their reality is now sinking. Okay. Going back to the etymology of the word system. System is the whole creation of things, the universe. You have this narcissistic person in the middle of the whole system or the universe. This is how they created things. Police officers, friends, lovers, co-workers, judges, courts, etc. This is a system that they created in their mind. They wanted to be greedy to a point that they tried to have all of these systems in place. So that way, if one thing falls or fails, they have another backup. If that one falls or fails, okay, they have another backup, and so forth, to the point where now they don't have anything that is holding them or sustaining them anymore. The system collapsed because of the greed or the way of thinking or their intentional way of thinking. It's not working anymore. So going back to my notes, they experience it as betrayal by the system. There are many forms of systems. I just explained that. Not accountability. A narcissist does not think, I did this. They more so think about, how dare they do this to me? How dare you see me for who I am? How dare you call me out? How dare you leave me alone? How dare you ignore me? If that makes sense. So because of that, authority figures become enemies. The system becomes corrupt in their mind. Does that make sense? The system was always in their mind. I hope that makes sense. Anyone enforcing consequences is instantly recast as abusive, incompetent, or malicious. Accountability never enters the narrative. The narrative was in their mind. There's no accountability in their mind. If it was, they wouldn't be doing this. They would not be doing this. Does that make sense? Let me break it down again, because I don't know. I'm just kind of feeling. Let me break it down. So greed. Y'all hear me out, all right? Greed. Hey, Cara. Hey, y'all. Thank you, Candace. The greed of the intention of how they wanted people to see the world was created in their mind, their thought, their intentions. Their thoughts and their intentions weren't positive. It was very negative, for the sake of the greed as to how they perceive the world, right? They did everything possible to have every player that they can have surrounding them. This is them. And all of the players create their system of how they perceive the world, the intention as to how they perceive and think of the world. When things started to peel back or things started to fall apart, the thing that they thought was actually true, which was delusions, started to peel away and started to fall away from the system that they created within their mind. So since the system in their mind that they have created no longer is working here, This is why they are here in this boat. The boat is sinking and woe is me, right? Specifically, especially because this person was aware in regards to how they were treating you here, they tend to pull away and they wanted you to fight or to regain access to their system, the way they thought. But their way of thinking is not, number one, is not conducive to your growth. It's not healthy to your growth, and it doesn't do anything great for you, if that makes sense. So when you realize and when they realize that you wasn't going to play into their system way of thinking here, it collapsed. So going back to this, they experience it as betrayal by the system, their thought process, not accountability. A narcissist does not think, I did this. They think, how dare this person do this to me? That makes sense. So authority figures now become enemies because the same individuals that once were supporting the system of the way they were thinking here now pull back because they realized that everyone was more so supporting a fallacy or a falsehood of the illusions that they thought was true. So this is why they are seized into custody of themselves. They're self-sabotaging in ways because of how they think and perceive. Ooh, shit. Sorry, y'all. Okay, wait, don't laugh, but shit, it's just the way it came out. God damn. Okay. Okay, all right. Shit. Okay. Okay. I can't put this word on here, but you see it, right? You see okay? I can't put the whole word on here, but hopefully you catch my drift. So now that the system of their mind, the illusion of their mind, the illusion system that they intended to play out into the actual physical reality has fell down, and they can't get out of their mind or their head, they're in a space of pre-transition themselves out. Because victimhood is their last weapon. Often seized into custody, the narcissist mentally shifts into victim mode. They rehearse stories, excuses, and justifications. This is not self-soothing. It is preparation. Even restrained mentally, they are already planning how to regain sympathy, control perception, or recruit enablers. Custody is not an ending to them. It is a battlefield of the mind. They believe they can still manipulate, and they cannot at all. They cannot. That is what was once hidden, but it's not hidden anymore. Yeah, it's not. Due to their own failing devices of their mind. They use their mind as such, as a device. Well, let me control you. Let me let me manipulate you. Let me tell you how this is. Let me show you how I want this done. That's a form of manipulation. And they try to, we'll say, remote control you in a way with their mind here by projecting onto you to get you to confirm and validate how they want you to perceive their world. And he was like, fuck out of here with that BS. You ain't, hell nah. Hell nah. So when you went against the grain, this is why they came so hard after you here, because it's no secret. You completely destroyed their system, their mental system. Yes, you did. You destroyed it without touching them. Now they're trying to get revenge onto you because now the mind is haywire. What happens when the mind is haywire? Mayday, mayday. Everything is falling apart. They're falling at the seams. They have nothing to lose. So this is why they're trying to put you in a space of getting revenge towards you here, because the system of their minds no longer operating in the way that it should, in a healthy, sound manner. Yes, come on, spirit. Dessert or desert. Somebody eating dessert. So now their mind, excuse me, now their mind is like a desert. It's dry. There's no flow of things. There's no water. There's no life. Now they're in a space of survival mode, because when you think of the desert, you have to bring your own provisions to make sure that you have your water, make sure you have a hat on to, to hide you from the hot sun in the middle of the day. You know what I mean? And in their mind, they feel like they've deserted their mind, or they feel like the system that they have created in their mind has been completely left, destroyed, and deserted. Somebody's eating Jolly Ranchers. Yes. So now the natural disaster of their mind is being shown in front of everyone to see, because it's not working. It's not. Could be a fire sign, or there's a lot of fire within their mind, things burning up in their mind, things breaking down in their mind. They're trying to figure out how to see fire inside, and they're trying to figure out how to smother or how to exit out or extinguish the fire within their mind. They're very fiery. They're very distant. They're very that, and they're willing to do whatever they need to do. But it's not working, because it's like, oh, okay. They say narcissists are very dangerous, but it depends on how you're able to perceive that perception. Yes, they could be potentially dangerous if you're not aware as to how their mind operates. But the moment that you are fully aware as to how it operates, and you get yourself to safety here, well, then you're not going to put yourself in a position where you are compromised by their dangerous mind. Yes, their mind is dangerous. It could be dangerous to others, but more so at the end of it all, it is truly dangerous to themselves. Yet again, which is why they are seized into the custody of the mental breakdown, or the mental intentions that they thought that they could have foundation, they could have a foundation with. It completely collapsed. So now they don't have anything at all. And as I mentioned to you guys, if you lose your mind, literally, figuratively, spiritually, if you lose your mind, you lose everything. This is where they are currently. Y'all sticking with me? Y'all following me? Yes, they can become violent when they are exposed. Yes. And the reason why they become violent when they are exposed, Stamps states that on Instagram, is because they no longer have control over the system that they perceive to be real. So when they wake up, it's like being waken up from a bad dream is basically what is happening to them. They're waking up from a bad dreams of their perception of things, and they don't know, oh, what's going on? No communication is here. Good luck. Hidden children. So children won't be hidden anymore. This is actually good. Children would not be hidden anymore. That's a good luck for you. Yes, control. So children won't be controlled anymore, or it's going to be harder for them to control children. Take that how that resonates. Oh, okay. So I'm a millennial. Okay, I was born in the 80s, so I'm a millennial. And I feel like this more so corresponds to like the younger generations, which will be X and Y, I believe, or Gen Z or so. So it's coming into a position here where you're realizing the younger ones or the babies that are growing up now are not taking not putting up with what we may have put up. And of course we have millennials, we have Gen X, and help me out, y'all, baby boomers. Okay, the later generation, the younger generation here, are not putting up with, we'll say, insubordinate things or taking direction from, older ways of doing things, or older caste ways of doing things here. So this is why, no, that wasn't right. Yeah, that's right. Hidden children and good luck is upright. So the new and upcoming generations here are not hiding what we'll say older people, not all older people, okay? I'll just say it this way: negative older people who think that they can control things in a certain way because they feel they have the hierarchy too. And those hierarchies are now starting to diminish or completely being destroyed here, because control is something that a lot of people are not willing to be a part of anymore. This is why the narcissistic individuals that are attempting to create control over, you or whoever, however, here, this is why they're going through a mental karma of things. This is why. They try to cheat the system, but the system is the mind. They try to cheat their mind, and their mind played tricks on them as if they were the bigger one or the superior one. You got to listen to me. You got to do what I say, and da-da-da, whatever the case may be. And that's not happening here. Risk taker. They took a big risk and they failed, but they failed to their mind, which is why they're in dark energy right now. They have a lot of insomnia because they're trying to stay in their mind to do something towards you, but they can't stay in their mind because everything is falling down, falling apart in their mind. So it's creating a form of lack of confidence for them. So much so, surrounding the lack of confidence is creating more toxicity in their life here, which is why they love to escape with certain things: inebriation of things, paraphernalia of things. They will use whatever they can to escape their mind, but we cannot escape our mind. It's a part of us. Hey, it's a part of us. And they're trying to run away physically, spiritually, mentally, figuratively, literally. They're trying to run away from the system that has collapsed in their mind, and they cannot. This is why they're struggling now with inebriation of things and paraphernalia of things. No, you're not. So Divine Truth Angel states on YouTube, you're not supposed to live in your mind. You're not. You're supposed to work together with your mind, but not living in the mind. Absolutely. I do agree with you. They may have a lot of Neptune placements in their chart, or Pisces placements in their chart, because Pisces rule the 12th house, and the 12th house is the subconscious. So it could be a Pisces you're dealing with, or someone may have a lot of Piscean energy where they like to live in la-la land or illusionary land here. So intuitive is in reverse, which is why they can't connect to themselves or connect to their intuition. And this is why they're depressed, because their games, yes, and also spiritual, thank you. The 12th house is also spiritual, thank you for that. This is why they are depressed, because it's not working. They left you alone, and you got justice because they left you alone. Hiding something is here. Trying to hide. Yeah, they can't hide anything because it's really, this is from Walmart. Thank you. They can't hide anything because of the mental breakdown that they're having. And this is what makes you justified, or you having the justice that you deserve. They place themselves in a self-imposed imprisonment. They seize themselves into custody by you embodying the truth. And they're heartbroken by this. Because you left them in their own stew of shit, is what you did. So no black magic, no candle work, no projections. None of those things are going to work on you because you know their cues, you know their patterns, you know everything about them. And it's just not going to work. So this is why they have a lot of self-doubt. This is why they're weak and a danger to themselves. It's like the avalanche just fell down around them of their mind here. It's like avalanche. They kept creating many different types of things. Snow drifts, whatever, within their head here. They sure did. And it put them in a financial deficit mentally. It put them in a financial deficit mentally, because you can be mentally rich or mentally well. Yes, you can. And they're not. This is why they're going through a financial failure mentally or psychologically. Could be in Aries, however it resonates. There's an Aries that's stressed out, that can no longer bully you. Or I wouldn't even say no longer, but they can't bully you. That is jealous, and a shocking message that they can't bully you. Because it doesn't faze you. You're indifferent to it. Not only are they unemployed by you because you kicked them to the curb, you're like, okay, yeah, you're not doing what you're supposed to do. You're fired. So you fired this person from your reality, from your world here, and now they're unemployed. And they're trying to figure out how you can rehire them back into your life. As I mentioned, if you fuck up, you fuck up. You can't come back in my life. I don't give a damn how long I knew you for. 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 goddamn years. I don't give a damn. If I come to you as a person and I give you a heads up, hey, we should have a conversation. We should sit down and talk about this. And you keep negating and keep putting it off, baby, little dog, you on your own. Because once I get tired, sick or tired of being sick or tired, you get evicted. You getting them papers. You getting that pink slip. You getting that red slip. You got to get the fuck up out my life. And I mean that. I don't give a damn who you are. Because you're going to learn not to play with me. And I say me, collectively, generally speaking. You're going to learn. And they going to learn. You going to learn. I don't give a damn who it is. Virgo, you could be a Virgo, they could be a Virgo. Take it how it resonates. Because people got to learn not to do weird stuff towards you here, thinking it's okay to come back. No. We have Gemini. You could be a Gemini, they could be a Gemini. But they are in jail mentally. Gemini actually represents the mental space. Mercury energy. Gemini is. Gemini can also represent lovers. That are doing nothing but abusing themselves. A friend is here. So maybe you have a Gemini that was a friend, or a Gemini, or a friend that had two sides, and you finally realized both sides of the spectrum when it comes to them, and you let that heifer go. That is what it is. And they broke down when you left them right where they are. Yeah, we're not playing games. I'm not going to play anybody's mental games. I'm not going to play anybody's psychological games. I'm not going to play anybody's games, period. And if I see you playing games, I'm just going to leave you right in your game. Close that game down. Put that box. You know how you got to take the game out the box? And I see you playing and scurrying in your little bitch-ass game. All I'm going to do is just close the box onto your game and then toss that MF as far as I can and move on with life. Yeah, I'm not playing anybody's games. I'm just not. And I don't care who don't like it. Oh, well. Sagittarius is here. So however it resonates, or things are being much more visible for you in Sagittarius season. You're no longer confused or confuzzled. Confuzzled is being confused and puzzled. You're no longer confuzzled by other people's BS. Yep, a message is coming. And it helps you to graduate into a space of having self-control, or to practice more self-control of self. Could be a frenemy. Take it how it resonates. A frenemy here wanted to show off, may have had other people that they thought were more important than you. And hey, that's okay. That's fine. Is it a hard pill to swallow? For some, it may be. You want to take it how it resonates. But there was a frenemy here that loved to show off in front of other people and keep you as a placeholder here, and thought that it was okay, that they could just do what they want to do. And then when they're finished, they're going to come back. No. Hell no. So they were shocked by the sudden changes. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. They were so shocked by the sudden changes of everything. They were. And joy is in reverse. So, yeah. So they're just stuck watching you, peeking at you, trying to see what you're doing, who you're doing, why you're doing it, where you're doing it, what you're doing. And they just got to see in their little... They just got to seethe right up in here, child. S-E-E-T-H-E. They got to seethe in their little mental whatever they got going on. Yep. Oh, well, treat people right the first time. Capricorn, however it resonates. Take it how it resonates. A lot of signs coming out here. Okay? But like I said, take it how it resonates. All right, let me pull from this deck here because most of my signs are in here. So let's see what's what. Focus is here. Could be a Sagittarius. You are focused on bigger and better things. Yep. You are the bigger and better thing out of this whole situation. And you're focusing on you. Finally. We have passion here. You're very passionate about you. Could be a Leo. Protection is in reverse. Could be an Aries. Oh, so they don't have any protection. Their protection was stripped. That's a real thing too. You were protecting them when they were around you. But the moment that you disconnected from them, or they disconnected from you, however it resonates, their protection was stripped as well too. Because why would you be around someone protecting them and they can't even do the same for you? So their protection was stripped from you. So when you stripped, and when I say stripped, spiritually was stripped, because when you're around people, when people are around you, you actually protect them. And because you're not around them anymore, positivity is in reverse. Now they're living in the space that they truly need to be in, their negativity. That's a Leo. So however it resonates. Strong Leo. Here we go with these Leos. Strong Leo. Aries and Sag. So far, I said Capricorn. I said Pisces. I said Virgo. You know they kicking themselves in the patooey, right? Yeah. Who cares? We have Cancer, we have Libra, and you are here emotionally successful. This is where you currently are. Emotionally successful. This is what they try to strip from you. Your emotions, so you don't have any. And kind of in a way you don't, hear me out, you don't have any emotions for them. You don't give a damn about them. So yeah, you don't have any emotions for them, but they are very put off by your cold-heartedness. Oh well, treat people right the first time. That's it, that's all. It's not hard, it's simple. Treat people right the first time. You don't need 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6 different signs or apologies or take backs. You don't need one time. If they truly, truly respect you and love you like they say they do, all it takes is just one time. One time. So you're going to see them looking all derelict. Look like a damn derelict, a desolate one. Taurus, take how it resonates. Someone looks real bad. It looks sick here. Vitality is in reverse. Longevity is in reverse. They don't look well. Could be a Scorpio. Take it how it resonates here. And while they drying up like a prune, you moving forward with life. Hey, que sera, sera. Okay, que sera, sera. There will be no communication from them ever, whatsoever. You could be a Pisces or they could be, however it resonates, but communication is in reverse. You don't give a damn. You don't give a damn. You don't give a goddamn. You don't give a damn. Then that's what's really hurting them here. Regeneration is in reverse. Could be an Aries. However it resonates. Let them go play with their friends and their family members and the people that they thought was going to be for them. Let them stay right over there. Let them stay over there. Let them see just how much grass is greener on the other side. Leave them alone. Don't say nothing to them. That's how you feel. They're entitled to feel how they want to feel, just as you are entitled to feel how you want to feel. It's not a one-sided thing. If you feel a type of way, change the narrative of the situation. If they feel a certain way, let them feel how they want to feel. But you don't have to entertain that foolery. You don't. It's like literally watching a show. If you're watching something on TV and you don't like the show, turn off the show. I don't like this. Okay, you got other options. Turn off the channel. Turn off the show. You ain't gotta stick around. And it brings forth a lot of shame to them, not you, to them. And they're mad because you're unaligned or you're not aligned with their shame. Why should you be shamed? You didn't do anything to this person. Now, if you did, you know I'll pull you up. Yeah, I would. But there's nothing to pull a collective up about because you didn't do anything. They did. Energy drain. You weren't the one draining their energy. They were draining yours. That's why you look younger. Because you got your energy back. They don't want to take accountability. That's fine. They don't want to take responsibility for what they've done. That's fine. They don't want to be your friend anymore. That's fine. They want to talk bad about you behind your back. That's fine. But what's not fine is that you don't have to sit there and take it. That's what's not fine. Leave them alone. You got to take that BS. Okay. Look, it's a necessary ending. Yes, which you are entitled to. Yes. If something is not working for how you want it to work for you, end the connection and the relationship. And whatever that is that's bothering you, that's making you feel ill, that's making you regress, that's making you stagnant, that's making you still, release it. You are entitled to release anything that does not serve you for your highest good. Let me repeat that. You are, Divine Collective, you are entitled to release anything that does not serve you for your highest good. Yeah, you are entitled and cannot a nasty MF do anything about it at all. They can't do a goddamn thing about it but just cry. And this is exactly where they are. Aligned with victim mentality. Oh, it was me. Yeah. And yeah. And yeah, we don't want to hear no yah and rah and yah. We don't want to hear that BS anymore, child. That's it. That's all. Could be an Aquarius. You could be the Aquarius. They could be the Aquarius. Okay, we got Leo. They could be the Leo. You could be the Leo. Okay. Sagittarius, take it how it resonates. Capricorn, okay. Strong Leo, because Leo came out a couple times. You know how the Leos be coming out. This is Cancer. Ain't it something? Miss Angela Denise states on TikTok. Now they want to play the victims. Ha! Ouch. Yes, ma'am. It's pathetic if you ask me, Patooey. We got Leo here. It's so patooey. We got Scorpio. Cancer. Okay, shoot. What the hell they think this is? An Aquarius, all right? So if that resonates with you guys, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Don't forget to grab this copy of this book. Yeah, moving forward, we are healing over here. We thriving and we having a great time on this part of the world over here. We are rising above the ashes. Well, I'm a Scorpio, so... But we're rising above the ashes and we're turning into that phoenix that we always been within ourselves, if that makes sense. So don't forget to grab this book here, Wisdom Beyond Wounds. If you would like to join us on Facebook to heal together in a collective setting, you're more than welcome to come on over. Come on, it's cool, it's chill out, come on. Wisdom Beyond Wounds is the name of the group on Facebook. Yet again, you are so appreciated. You are so appreciated. Thank you so much for your immense support. Something else I was going to say. Yes, you came to this world to succeed, to thrive, to do the goddamn thing. That's what you came here to do. Do what you were intended to do. All right. Love you guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye-bye. See y'all later.